Hello everyone, how are you all going? It's Kylie here for the Forest Feels, or shall I say Friday Feels. Just hanging out the back at the place that I'm house sitting at the moment. I'm only here till tomorrow now, so just finishing up. So this is different to the last place. So I've got a different background behind me. This is only essentially down the road. It was just one of those, well, the Ian, the guy that I met, who I'm doing the house sit for, he said it was very serendipitous, and I always quietly think there's no such thing as an accident. So we got chatting when I was at the last house sit, and we were at the produce stand in Uradla, just out of Uradla. There's like a really cool produce stand, and I was buying boxes of veggies for like $40. It was so cool. But somewhere I found that because it's for a couple, and I'd have heaps left, so I could never always buy a box. So I'd just go and get top up bits that I didn't need, and I'd much rather support local than the supermarkets, and you get fresher stuff. So I was just down at the produce stand getting bits and pieces, and Ian was there doing the same thing, picking up some stuff for his family here, and we just got chatting, and I was just saying how great the sand was, and he's like, "Oh, you're local?" I'm like, "No, I'm just house sitting." And then his eyes lit up saying, "Oh, do you do house sitting?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, we're going away in a couple of weeks, and we need to find a house sitter." And so yeah, here I am. So it's just one of those chance moments, and I'm finding I'm having that a bit lately. I don't outwardly put it out there. I do house sitting. I love doing it because it gives me, I just love being in different places and moving around a bit, and it kind of satiates that, I suppose, that gypsy in me, that I like moving around, but I'm doing it within Adelaide, which is great, and just being in different parts of Adelaide. And the last set I had being 4 months, which was a crazy long time in a way, but it gave me a really good understanding what life is really like in the hills and how much work it was. That totally got me caught out. Here, because it's only for a week, there's not too much to do, but except collect eggs, and boy oh boy, 2 dozen of eggs a day. So I have a few dozen eggs for anyone who's looking. I keep hearing every now and then, because I normally don't buy them, because places I've been house sitting have had chickens, so I haven't needed to buy them for ages, but I'm starting to hear that there's a chicken, like an egg shortage or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'll go to eggs if you want eggs. Don't think they'll post very well, but if you're local, let me know. So here I am, and I think I've got a few more places lined up. But it's just been really cool to hang out up here. And what I was hoping to do, but the light wouldn't work so well. So behind me here, the tree, I'm not good with trees and what their names are, but it sort of goes down like that. So underneath, it's actually a really cool little hideaway, and there's like a bench in there, and it's so nice to sit in there, but it's quite dark, so it wouldn't work too great with the camera. But when I came and checked the place out, the kids were in there, and the young boy, he had the broom, and he was sweeping up in there and keeping it clean. And yeah, I thought it was just such an amazing little hideaway for both kids and adults, I think. So it's been fun, and been back at it with healing at Carpe Diem on Thursdays, so that's been great. And I'm itching to get back onto doing chakra dance at the dock. I did it the other day for Rachel's opening at the Bell Tent, so that was great to host the sacral chakra there. And now I've organised this Sunday at the dock, actually. My good friend goddess Kylie is holding her goddess circle, and I'm going to be doing a 15-minute chakra dance session there for those who are attending. So, and that's at the dock, which is great. So I'll be able to do that. So it's good that all these little things are starting to fill in. And then I've got retreats that I'm doing chakra dance at. So yeah, as well as preparing to host our own retreats later in the year, which will be great. It'll be good to get back onto that. Yeah, so I'm just shuffle. This one's flipped out, so let's go with that. I'm leaning back, it's nice and relaxed. Queen of Swords. My eyes always goes to the birds flying, the eagle soaring. So swords in these deck. So swords is air, thoughts. She's looking quite contemplative. She's got her flags up, her sword at the ready, but she's very contemplative. But just down in the bottom. So, I mean, I know a little bit about tarot, so that's one thing, but I go more, I mean, I think that's how pretty well got taught, is don't get too caught up on the writing, just go by what you feel and what you see. How she's looking really contemplative, but here in this little lock-up, so to speak, is just a bowl of water. So it's like as if her emotions are locked away. A lot of clouds, so you can't really see. There's a mountain there, but it's really foggy, so you're not really getting a clear view while she's thinking there. But the bird's eye view, being up high, taking in the bigger picture. So it is definitely that time to go within this year. I think I might have mentioned that in the other videos. This year's definitely going within and really sorting out what you want in your life. Yep. So I'm just seeking the truth. Those words stand out. Yes, so she's really intellectual. She's watching calmly over her kingdom and graceful. Asking you to be honest in your relationships, direct in your speech, and witty if you want to be. I love that because people are so serious. And I know even myself, I felt like I was getting too serious myself and I was boring myself senseless by being too serious. I can't do that. I always feel like I need to look at the lighter side in life because it's so depressing otherwise. But the affirmation for this one is, I speak with wisdom and clarity. So it's a nice short one this time because sometimes they have been a bit longer. So it's, I speak with wisdom and clarity. I speak with wisdom and clarity. So yeah, so she's looking nice and composed. And I just saw the last line saying, a clear heart and a clear mind will allow you to speak your truth always. So there's definitely, it's not time to beat around the bush anymore. It's like, say what you want, say what you mean. But always do that, the three tests, that is it kind, is it necessary, and is it truthful? Not in that order, I know that it's in a different order, but it's those three things, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, thinking of birds, I just thought I'd share. So those who are following me on Facebook might have seen my post about the white cockatoo fan that I made for Tanti. Well, you know, I kind of made it, and, you know, really at the end of the day, Mother Nature made majority of it. I just put wing to antler kind of thing, like the feathers spread out. That's Mother Nature doing her glorious thing. And you don't realise how big white cockatoos are until you deal with a fan. So I've got the other wing now that's completed. So it's so big trying to get it to fit in the screen. I mean, they're just such magnificent birds. Like, look at that beautiful yellow underneath. And Tanti, who bought the other one and who, I'd been putting out there for a cockatoo for her because I know that's what she was after. Such a magical bird this was. It gifted itself. And yeah, Tanti's like super excited. So that's the other one. I do believe it already has a buyer, but I'll confirm that because when the person saw the photos of just the wings before they were attached, had the same thought I did, was, oh my God, they just look like angels' wings. So she's after that, but if it's not, I'll be putting it out there if it's for sale. And then I finished off the owl wing that I had. So I'd posted this a while back, but it was pretty basic. So today I've been in the shed before it got too hot, and just sort of adding some elements to it. So it has now a quartz crystal in the base and some suede around the handle with tassels. And then I've got like a little sneaky red bit with the tassels and just the tie around. So I'll do it a bit closer with some beads. So that was what I was doing this morning. I love spending time in the shed doing crafty stuff. I wish I could do it all the time. And yeah, so this one will be for sale. I just love the owl. And I feel really sad for it because it's such a beautiful bird and such beautiful wings. I mean, they're so soft. Like, their feathers, I just love playing with the feathers. They're just so soft because they're like velvet. And that's so when they're flying at night, they're silent because they're predators. So they need to be quiet when they fly. So they're really velvety. And it's beautiful, but sad thing is compared to the white cockatoo, because it's just so big and just out there, it makes this look pale in comparison, but it's such a beautiful fan, such a beautiful bird. I love owls. And that was the third owl that I'd found. And I do want to just state, just so people know, because I've just by reading some of the comments on the fans, so, when I get a wing, it's usually because I've found the bird on the side of the road. Unfortunately, they're dead because they've been hit by a car or whatever circumstance. The white cockatoo actually didn't go through that. It was just there by the shed door. On Boxing Day, it was just there, and it's like, how did that get there? So, I mean, Matthew, who I was at his house where I found it, where I do my work in his shed, we just knew straight away it was a gift. And then we communicate with the spirit of the bird, and yes, it confirmed that it was there as a gift. So with my fans, always when it's a bird, seek permission from the bird and ask what we can take. Like I always ask, what can I take? And you usually can hear an answer and stick to it. And then usually there's a ceremony for the bird, a lot of gratitude and thanks. Like, I'm forever like thanking it. And even when I'm working, I'm just so grateful to the bird. And then we bury it in ceremony. So the birds get treated with a lot of respect. And I just wanted to share that because, just so people don't think I'm plucking birds willy-nilly kind of thing. I mean, good luck trying to get near a white cockatoo to take its feathers while it's still alive. I mean, have you seen those beaks? They're like pliers, and they are really strong. Just need to ask my dad. He got bitten by my sister's cockatoo, left a massive hole in his arm at Christmas because he leaned up against the fence to feed him and got bitten. So they have very strong beaks. So yes, usually a lot of the time, unfortunately, they've been hit by a car, or at least the owls definitely had been through that. And yeah, so much gratitude and love is given to the birds and received from the bird spirit as well. That's what they want, because they get to live on through healing people, and you know, that's just a beautiful way for your spirit to carry on, I think. So yeah, so that's just a little bit about my fans, because I've been posting a few lately. You know, as I said, I wish I could do them all the time because that would be amazing, but you know, you only get gifted birds so you don't get them very often. So all the other times I'm usually just anyone who's been on one of my walks with me or just been out with me, I'm like feather. Like if I'm finding feathers, I'm picking them up and collecting them, and you know, if they're not that great quality, I give thanks and return it back to the earth. So yeah, so I have a bit of a collection. I'd like to make a few more, which I will when I get opportunity, which is the trickiest part to get in the shed. So I think that might be enough from me. If I'd love it if you could share, like and comment, and if there's anything you want to know, I'm planning, I can't remember if I've said this last time, because I've got it all in my mind. I plan to do some videos around chakras, what chakra dance is, because I get a lot of questions around that. So I plan to do some videos, so then they're ready and available on YouTube. And the online stuff is in the progress, so that I'm really excited for as well. Anyway, much blessings to everyone, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.